So I'm Skylar Hall,
And I'm Riley Ritberg.
and our analysis is on volleyball. So what we're going to train is the joints and movements in the sport of volleyball. So you're going to be looking at ankle, wrist, shoulder, elbow, knee, and trunk. And there's various movements that you're going to be doing in those joints during spiking, setting, bumping, hitting, any of the movements in volleyball. So you're going to have a lot of flexion, extension, abduction, adduction, and a lot of rotation. And the muscles involved in these are going to be the calves, quads, hamstrings, glutes, hip flexors and extensors, biceps, triceps, deltoids, and the back muscles and lats. So it's no surprise that the aerobic and oxidative energy system is the primary energy system for volleyball. There's a lot of movement going on, although phosphatogen and anaerobic glycolic also helps, but oxidative is going to be the main one just because they're going to want to train the athletes to be on edge and be able to move within like a flash of a light.
So the next thing would be some exercises for training. Some of these exercises, we want to target the full body because volleyball has a lot of upper body, lower body, and bracing movements. So some of the exercises we could use are front squat, bench press, trap bar deadlift, core exercises, banded pull-aparts, and different single leg variations just because of that landing from jumping and spiking. So next for our testing order, we will do first the anthropometric tests, the 505 change of direction test, the power clean, the vertical jump, the deadlift, and ending with the repeated sprint test.
The anthropometric test, we're going to do the functional movement screening test. So that's going to be 7 tests of squatting, stepping, lunging, reaching, leg raising, push-up, and rotating stability. These are just going to get us a general idea of the stability and mobility of the athletes. We're also going to do the bod pod, and that analyzes the body fat percentage and muscle mass of the individual. So what it does is the participant will get in the bod pod, seen here, and then they will shut the door and it will analyze the volume of air displacement within the bod pod. That will get them the general idea of muscle mass and body fat.
Okay, and then after that, we will go into our 505 change of direction test. This is a agility test. We can use data for injury prevention and how fast athletes can change direction. The faster times may correlate to faster reaction times within the sport. So the athlete will begin by running 10 meters toward the line to build up speed. When they hit that 10-meter mark, they will full out sprint 5 meters. At the 5-meter mark, change directions and turn back and sprint back through that 5-meter mark again, where that time will be recorded. They'll have 2-minute rest periods between each trial, and 2 trials with each foot will be given. So this will give us an idea of any muscular imbalances and different things so the athlete is able to turn efficiently on both sides of their body. And this is an example of what the test will look like.
Next is going to be the 1 to 3 rep max hex bar deadlift test. So this is going to calculate the relative strength of the individual. Basically, they'll start off with low body or amounts of weights, and they'll just go to their maximum amount. This will give us the percent RM for future training for more speed and more strength.
So then next we'll test the vertical jump. This will give us as coaches an idea of the athlete's power, force, and velocity output through the use of vertical displacement. So then also give us ideas for training for more speed strength exercises that are lower impact, and also the basic movement patterns of athletes that like hinge squat to generate the force to get that vertical jump. So we'll be testing 4 types of vertical jumps on the Optimo jump device. We'll use squat jumps, counter movement jumps, block jumps with counter movement phase, and then a 3-step approach with a swing and attack jump, which is like our hitting phases. We will do 3 reps of each jump performed, and the best result is going to be recorded.
Next is going to be the barbell power clean. So the reason we're going to do this test is to get the strength and speed of the individual because volleyball is a major sport that relies on strength and speed. for all the movements. So first they're going to warm up. They're going to test the lift with lightweight first, work up to the maximum. Once the max is reached, that is going to be their maximum amount that they will train with. The rest periods will be between the reps. So basically the movement, you just want to make sure that you're forcing your feet into the ground, essentially pushing away from the ground. That way you're maximizing all of your muscles and strength. And here's just an example of the barbell power clean. So they're going to start from the bottom, lift up, push it over their chest, and go into full extension.
Okay, and then the last test is going to be the repeated sprint test. This can be used for different aspects. We could use this either with data for sprinting or aerobic capacity. And in our case, we're going to use this to test aerobic capacity, as volleyball's primary metabolic system is the aerobic system. So this will give us a baseline idea of their aerobic capacity, and then we can use this into implementing how can the athlete truly make the same level sprint in the first set of the game compared to the last set of the game, and like find where that drop off in their ability is and that fatigue index setting in. This will be able to help us have a better idea of our athletes' recovery time and making games easier throughout the full thing, so we don't have that fatigue. So we'll do 10 reps of 20-meter all-out sprints paired with 20 seconds of active recovery jogging back to the end line.
All right.
And then that is just an idea of the test.
And these are all of our references